45 blocks last year. Clark for three.
Defensively, can they defend and stop other players from other teams from scoring?
Well, last year Indiana was 10th in pace. Christy Sides telling us Clark.
Just a bucket.
That's what Krista Gerlich told me about you at Texas Tech. They wanted the offensive. They looked to extend it after the miss. Wheeler, career high assists per game, best assist to turnover ratio in her career last season. Clark gets away with a little push. Fall away, Barry.
And you talk about Jalen, it's about being confident in who you are and your ability. And it's not about your competition, who you're playing. It's about being confident in who you are. That was a pretty good team. That was pretty.
What made that team so good, you two?
And strength and experience on the interior.
Clark on the drive, gets inside. Season's a bit more condensed. Good turnover for rookies like Clark as she weaves her way inside.
It's a pass from my teammate. You take it off of Mia Coffey.
Clark off the screen, finds some space, and there's cold since that first quarter. Clark way outside. You bets. And now Clark comes up with a steal. Clark thought about pulling up from three, will dip inside. Back Bentley. Here's Clark, a good look from three. With 16 points. She's played terrific defense as well. Here's Clark off the screen, gets a look. Yeah! See who had 20 back in 2018 with more. Clark got some space. Probing, drags out Nelson Adota. Clark will fire. And kicked it through. Connecticut everywhere. Here's Clark with Banham guarding her. Clark gets bumped, will take, and hit. Clark able to clear for Indiana.
Catlin coming off that 20-point performance right here, handling the physical
Tonight. Lebish hounding Clark. Clark, step back three, knocks it down. Sabrina had this crowd on a string at Barclays as Clark able to the finals before the Liberty fell to the Aces in 4 games. Clark had a look like, all right, if you guys want to do that, go for it.
Against New York, defensive transition has to be one of the top goals. Just for that reason, they're too deadly from behind the arc.
An 11-0 run for New York. Clark, she
Give her just an inch. She just needs to find a way to get a little bit of space.
Here's Clark turning the corner. It's what she told us the other day. I know I'm going to get grabbed. I'm going to get chucked. Back doors. Clark.
There's probably plenty of people who attended their prom who did not get as close to their date as Lainey Hamilton has been to Caitlin Clark all night tonight.
Are you talking about my high school experience? Clark. Transition. Goes cross court. Katie Lou Samuelson can't hit the long two. It stays here with Indiana. Clark, a deep one. Now realizes it. Clark trying to take her defender. Pulls. Here's Clark. Here comes Sabali. Clark drags her out, races in. Clark will lay it.
To pick up the second because she got 2 in the first quarter against Connecticut.
Clark. Connecticut an early 9-point lead. Clark a 3.
personal fouls here through 3 quarters. Dejanay has taken a new step.
Bonner gets denied by Boston. Wheeler finds Clark from the logo. Mitchell spinning, finding Clark. 5 to shoot. Clark lays it.
She just maintains her composure and her balance so well around the basket.
There's Caitlin Clark.
13 shooting.
And 12 assists now for Seattle.
Clark
Would have absolutely blown the roof off.
But playing at UConn, she is used to all of this. Oh, he just gave her the lane. Clark with it. We got a tie ball game. Clark up her first deuce of the game.
Great read of the defense by Lloyd, and Seattle matching their season high with assists now at 19.
Good move by Clark.
That's what 6'5" would do for you. I don't have that luxury. Nice give and go. Clark right at the cup, and she began the game doing that. Lexi Brown. And rebound back Bentley.
Futility from 3 for the Sparks. 0 for 9.
Channel defense by the Sparks fans. 6 on the shot clock. Clark, a deep three. Your part. 73-71 our score. Clark has space. He's going to let it fly.
NCAA ranks. We've got some score power on the court.
Watch that inside hand, that left hand.
Buzz. Top 4 scorers at the college level here. Oh, that tonight.
Here is Clark. She will launch and back. Giroux turns, ducks in. Fagbenle stays with her. Blocked from behind. That was Clark. Now Clark looking to push. Cross-court pass. Pull back to Clark. She will launch. Wallace trying to clear 8. Shot clock down to 9. Here is Clark, gets inside. This battle back within 3. Dangerous pass. It's Clark who's off to the races. And Catlin Clark. Now the Fever have 5 on 4. It's Clark way outside. Boston the rebound. Clark on the fake. Clark weaves inside and the rubber. Probably call on the floor. Stands as Nurse can't get it to go. There's Boston with the rebound. So Christie Side's going to trust her second-year pro. 5 fouls. Just under 8 minutes to play. Clark finds some space. And inbound Wallace. Wallace gets it ahead to Clark. Clark will drive, get to the rim.
Bench has very little playing experience this year, with 2 of their prominent players out tonight. High level. Oh, okay. A good opportunity there. Couldn't get it done on the high-low. Clark against Horston. Seattle's been switching off defenders on Catlin Clark. Look at it.
The back pick allowed her to fade into that three-point shot. 25-year anniversary this year from when Lynn Dunn did that. The impressive thing about Ezi Magmagor is it's really close. It's probably within 1 or 2 in terms of blocks versus personal fouls this year.
Into the lane, making the extra pass, sometimes the extra 2 passes like we saw there. And just easy as you please.
Push pace the other way. First in the league in fast break points.
Clark. Women's basketball, they understand their impact and what it has done and how they are living out their dreams today.
And Mitchell and Carter jump it up. Clark had an open look from 3, didn't take it. Only 3 to shoot. Gonna have to make something happen. Clark through the lane. Here's Clark. Guarded by Evans. Clark. 6 to shoot. Backing down. Clark leans in and bangs.
67. It's been the second and third quarter that's been the issue for the Liberty, so let's see if they can have a better one.
Nicely executed by GC.
Clark trying to get by the Mystics' 0 run as they tied it at 13. Here's Clark. Picked up now by Dee Richards as she's into the ball game. Richards on the floor. Clark, the step back 3 just below the logo. Meg McDonald, Chrissy Winter-Scott, Megan McPeak with you here. Clark pulls off that screen.
That's what Eric Tebow wants from her.
Smith with the rebound for the Fever. Clark, pull up 3, out.
I'm looking around and I don't see many free seats whatsoever all the way to the top. So you love to see that DMV showing up, showing out. Clark. So the best thing you can do as a defender is not give it to her.
Clark.
Back to Katie Lou after last night's game. So today, really the first time they're seeing her.
Clark, 12 points in the last 5 minutes, up to 22, and Atkins is up to 14 now.
Isolation here for Mitchell.
Clark, another one.
Much better for Connecticut.
Catlin. Harrington off the markers. Clark steps into a 3.
To the wide open. Had all day to shoot at 3 for Tiffany Mitchell.
Connecticut, second last in the league in three-point percentage, just under 29%. Clark, he...
Work early before the ball gets inside.
Cheyenne Parker married in the offseason. Clark catch and shoot, hits a
sprinkle a little zone in. This is the Atlanta team has the worst field goal percentage in the league. Good coaching move.
Clark turns the corner. And it's Atlanta's first scoring of the second half. For Indiana, you're expecting maybe an initial surge. Clark on the drive, gets to the rim.
Today, Teresa Weatherspoon told us before the game, we need to get back to the inside-outside game where they're coming off of a loss against the Mystics. They want to clean some things up to find a body on Reese. Clark gets freed up. First turnover for either team. And Clark penetrating. Open. Scoreless this quarter. Trying to find some space. Reese can't get it. Clark with the basketball. 9 total points in the game. Steps it back from 3. As she's finding her rhythm from all over the floor. Clark penetrating. Indiana, at least in the fourth quarter, an 8-3 rebounding advantage. Clark pulls, fires.
Categories. For the first time this season, the Fever tip off a game currently in a playoff spot. They moved up to 8th with that win over Chicago as Clark gets inside and has Clark on the hesitation.
Has
Did not hit a 3 in the first quarter, the Mystics. Clark way downtown, nuts. Oh, Clark from the blind side, the steal and a bucket.
6 rebounds and 3 assists to go along with, what was that, 4 points?
Can't hit on 3. She's got 9, 8, and 5 right now. Clark with the step back deep 2, money. Wheeler in the starters right now here for Indiana. Wheeler, Clark launches, hits.
Really good screen by Nia Coffey, and that's something that Nia Coffey does well every time down the floor. It tries to
On break as another turnover for Atlanta. This will be their 3rd. Caitlin Clark asks for the ball in
her career at multiple levels.
Tina Charles just had 2 points by Powers.
But this is the intensity on defense that has started this run for Atlanta. The help side's got to be there.
How in this quarter?
Indiana Fever having to take the ball out of the net a lot more here in this third than we saw in the first half, and that's affected their pace.
Clark outside, and that's good. Clark left alone.
You have a player like Camila Cardoso defending often at times in that on-ball action.
Clark trying to shake free Mabry all over her. Here is Clark. Clark separating, taking, and hitting. A locked-in face.
Locked-in face.
Clark a deep 3. Phoenix. I mean, the three-point contest can't wait for this year after what Sabrina Ionescu did last year. You got Team USA against Team All-Stars. Clark, franchise record for Indiana. 13 assists for Clark. Boston has 15 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists herself. Clark, a bomb in! Boston, who also has a 15-5-5 game today. Here's Clark, catch, fire, and catch.
Well, how about the fact Seattle had 11 wins all of last season? They're already at 10. Look at the tie last year's winning record.
Clark looking for a screen, didn't get one. Now Will from Boston splits the double team. She'll flip it up with the right hand and score. They've scored 10 points off of 6 Fever turnovers, so that's really the difference in the game right now. Clark
Could talk about it, but they're not going to do that. And with Noelle Quinn, as you mentioned, no challenge.
Clark, 3-ball on the way, and good. Boy, that
comes from above the break. Here's Clark, still trying to find her rhythm. A deep pull, got it. Reiner. Everything but the bucket that time from Phoenix.
Good job by Cunningham to quickly get on Clark.
Clark sinks the screen and got the layup and one.
Did you drive with 5 on the floor?
I still got a standard. At least 2 of us know what's going on. Clark at the other end. Clark with the board.
Diana Taurasi has 48 triples coming into the game.
Logo!
Her 14th 3 attempt of the year. Plum can't go back-to-back. Now Clark trying to make something happen. Behind the back. Taps the basket and free throws. Nice back. Clark launches, nails it. Asia Wilson, Kelsey Plum combining for 42 of Vegas' 61 points.
She's up there with rebounds, up there with steals. And she'll take the first three. Looking to respond. Sabrina Ionescu, one of the best three-point shooters, set all kinds of three-point records last year. Here's Catlin Clark driving.
And that's the way to push the ball in transition.
Okay. Clark takes it away. Third turnover for the Liberty. 3 and some change left to play here in the first quarter. Catlin Clark pulls it back.
And that's good recognition. Phoebus recognized Clark was on her, and she sealed her off and had an easy layup.
First year with the Liberty and the WNBA. Phoebus, the rookie, defending the other rookie. Caitlin Clark was right into that. Can't get the three-pointer. And the 8th rebound for Caitlin Clark. The runner foul. Laney Hamilton for 3. That's how it's not there. And she is 4 of 8 from three-point territory today. Clark, as we mentioned, only 3 points in the second half. She had 13 in the first half, but has picked up a triple-double here today.
Atkins working off the Hines Allen screen, misses on a 3 ball. So the Mystics are 0 for 6 here in the early going. Clark working on Van Loo. Oh, Clark, pretty step back, hits a 3. 18-5 run here for the Mystics after the Fever rattle off the first 5. Clark trying to answer, and does.
For there to be travel there, but I guess he determined that Ariel Atkins had possession.
Clark the switch on to Dolson, steps back. Washington's missed their first 5 shots of the fourth. Here is Clark turning on the Jets. Clark gets to the... Hines Allen charging hard, shot too strong. Indiana has numbers here. Clark looks to take advantage. Clark launches.
Percent right now.
3 minutes left to play in this one, and the hill is steep. 12 points. The Fever looking to erase. Here's Clark, catch and shoot. And another turnover. And Clark beats the pack back.
And she knows how to use her body and get to her spots and being able to affect that defense.
Clark is coming off the master. Sophie Cunningham knocks down the triple.
And we're going to expect a big night here for Cunningham. She does a good job stepping in when she needs to.
Jury.
Yeah, I had an old coach back in high school call it organized chaos, meaning being able to play fast but under control.
And here's a big shot there by Sophie Cunningham. And then off of the make, look at Clark just running the floor. Quarter as Copper can't connect on a 3. Smith pulls down the rebound. Clark working on Cunningham, gets inside. Clark, shot clock is off. The Fever can play for the final possession. Nobody picks up Clark. Clark stepping back. And Boston has 6 offensive rebounds. And look, there is no question that the paint is a completely different story. As Clark.
Bridget Carlton, she's going to Paris to play for the Canadian Olympic team. Smith will be with Australia, pardon me.
Carlton, a terrific three-point shooter in her own right. The only person shooting better from the 3 by percentage than her teammate, Kayla McBride.
Clark and Uhas cashes in. Catlin, slow first half, and we got LaChina, Andrea, and Ari Chambers in studio.
What's up, Ari? Welcome to the studio, girl.
NBA All-Stars coverage tips with countdown at 8. And yes, Nafisa Collier will be playing for Team USA, out today with plantar fasciitis. But her team is beating it.
Last year, this fourth quarter has been a demonstration of that.
Yeah, she says they're good offensively as a group. They're not just a one-woman show. Clark.
Uh-oh. A downshift there, the deceleration, and the finish at the rim.
Clark goes behind her back to get...
Them at Baylor. We ran into them in the NCAA tournament. And I was like, what do they feed the players? Not happy with that call either.
An unpleasant, yes, trip back to the bench. And Courtney Paris goes over to talk to her.
All right.
called it on Howard, her second. If anything, I thought maybe Kalani Brown might have been whistled for something.
Yeah, I didn't see that call at all.
Howard blocked by Boston. Here comes Catlin. Get on the shot clock. Stops. And Boston gets another rebound.
This game, the pace of this game, I'm not quite sure who is benefiting. I guess we have to say the Wings right now because they're up.
Clark, 4-game winning streak back in June after a rough start. Clark, a little bit of daylight
that they just had to get by playing together. You will hear all of these fevered players talk about the flow that they're developing.
Double-double of the season. Pam Ward, Monica McNutt, and Angel Gray joining you. The final WNBA game before we hit the Olympic break. All-Star game coming your way on Saturday. Both teams shooting at least 50% after 3 quarters. Okay, beautiful. Kumbawale. To McCowan, and now is 10. Catlin bottled up, but it doesn't matter.